Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Soulful Sunday. And it's chilly here in Western North Carolina, about 40, 35 degrees, something like that. But we can get nice and warm in our yoga practice, not through heat, but through getting energy flowing through the body. So when the body is in balance, we're not going to get cold all the time. I found this in my own body. So it's really important. We're getting enough fats, enough oils, healthy fats in the body, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water. Dehydration can make us feel cold. So let's just start seated today. This is our Soulful Sunday. You can prop yourself up onto your seat, onto your blanket rather, or if you have a meditation cushion, which I had a beautiful one that Daisy decided looked like a big chew toy. So it's in repair right now. But you can use a blanket, we can use any pillow, and then just sit straight. So the idea is to bring the rib cage forward, right? Shoulders back a little. And then roll the shoulders in backward circles. Just start to move your shoulders. You can do one at a time or both at once. What feels good? And that's just a nice way to open up the upper back. All right. Now let's pause here. Let the shoulders drop, lift the chest up again, just a little bit. We don't want to overdo things, but we do want things stacked. We want the vertebrae stacked in the spine. Let the shoulders go so they fall. And then try to bring the chin down so it's parallel with the ground. This keeps the neck in alignment. Close your eyes, relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your temples. Good. Relax the cheeks and the nose. And then swallow to moisten the throat. And let your teeth part a little bit so your jaws can relax. So we might say this is the most important part of class, right? This is when we're really setting the tone for the rest of the practice. It's just this few minutes in the beginning that we spend focusing, relaxing, and breathing. But let your sits bones root into the earth. Feel yourself becoming grounded here. Maybe even just very subtle circles where you feel like almost like your sit bones are drilling into the earth and then go the other way. It's so subtle you probably can't even see that I'm moving a little bit, just a little bit. So feel your root going down to the earth. Now feel the crown reaching up towards the sky. So you feel the back of the neck lengthen. And again, nothing extreme. We're going to tune into the breath below the nose now and feel the breath going in and out. Now that we've got our focus, we've got our seat. We feel the earth. We feel the length of the spine. We're in alignment with the spine. Shoulders are relaxed, jaws relaxed, eyes, forehead. Now we can just tune into the breathing. Feel it going in and out through the nose. What we want to do here is start to shift our attention from thinking to feeling. So feel the breath as it skims across the skin, entering and exiting the nostrils. Maybe you can smell some food cooking in the other room. I'm making soup, so I can smell that coming in from the kitchen. Maybe you can hear things outside yourself happening. So you want to just notice those things without judgment, without moving, without opening the eyes unless it's really necessary. Keep coming back to the breath below the nose. You're teaching your mind how to focus on one thing at a time. You're teaching your mind how to not react to things outside yourself. And then you can start working on not reacting to things within yourself, right? The negative thoughts, the judgments, old memories that might come up in this practice. So if you've read my recent blog post, it's kind of about all that. Now let's begin to breathe. So let's pull the breath down into the belly, feel it expand. And as you breathe out, draw the belly muscles back. As you inhale, belly expands. And as you exhale, belly contracts. And just continue like that, nice and slow. Open up your lowest lungs, your lower chakras, getting us grounded, rooted to the earth today, so we're not easily distracted. All right, let's breathe into the rib cage. Inhale, ribs stretch big in all directions. Breathe out, just relax. Good, breathing in, stretch your intercostal muscles between the bones. And breathe out, just let go. Inhale, exhale into your ribs. Stretching those muscles, moving the bones in the front of the rib cage where they're not fused to the spine like they are in the back. So these are called floating ribs. They can expand and contract. They're bouncy. So if we, they can move if we fall or get into a car accident or something like that, something hits us in the ribs. They're not crispy. We want to keep them very flexible. So that's what we're doing right now by moving them. Just like we do with the tissue to keep it flexible and not brittle. We don't want things to become brittle and hard in our body. We want to keep it soft with energy and blood flowing. Now let's take it up to the chest. Feel the chest rise and fall with the inhale and exhale. Opening up the heart center. We want to try to fill the chest all the way to the collarbone. Exhale, let go. And just keep it going. Opening that heart center. Love and compassion for yourself. That's what this is all about today and every practice. For some of us, it comes easy. For others, it's very challenging. But we work on it as we watch the thought and start to see, why am I thinking that? That's not helping me. That doesn't make me feel good. Let's let go of that thought and we can change it. We can turn it around like Byron Katie does. Do a turnaround. Instead of, I hate myself, I love myself. Instead of, I can't do this, I can do whatever I want. I am strong, I'm healthy, powerful. Let's fill the lungs like a glass. Belly, then ribs, then chest. Pause. Empty chest, empty ribs. Draw the belly back. Pause. Now find that kambuka at the top of the inhale. That's the pause. And at the bottom of the exhale. And try to create a smooth inhale process where you can pause softly, smooth out. So this is the pose where we can breathe fully. Not every pose is like that. So take advantage of this right now. Take those full breaths. So good for your body to breathe properly using all the lungs. Okay, arms to a T, palms up, and as you inhale, stretch up. Really reach with your fingertips, and then hands together, let the hands float to the heart center. Touch the thumbs against the breastbone, and then let the breath settle into its natural rhythm. And then set an intention. What do I want today? Ask yourself. See what comes up when you just say that to yourself. Don't overthink it. Let it come from the heart. I want my partner to be healthy and strong. I want my partner to heal. I want the world to heal. Right? Maybe you're thinking about Haiti. I've been hearing a lot about that. Wherever your heart is, right? Whatever you need today. Don't be afraid to be selfish here. Carolyn May says there's no such thing. Selfish is taking care of yourself first, so then you can take care of others. It's self-care, not selfish. Say thank you for what you're asking for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Whoever you talk to, pray to. Hands to the forehead to touch. Thoughts will be there. They're not who you are. Just watch. Be the witness to your thinking. And then back to the heart center again. We're going to practice 3 ohms together. So when your ohm ends, just take another inhale and begin again, because most likely my sound will cut out. Okay, breathe in. Oh. 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 Beautiful. All right. We're going to lay down on the back because this is our Soulful Sunday. We'd like it to be a little more relaxing than some of our long hold, short hold classes, spine classes. So let's lay on the back. Give the knees a big squeeze. It's going to feel good after sitting there for the last 10 minutes. Rock side to side. Massage your lower back. Oh, go on, baby. I know, I love you too. Go on. I'll pet you later, okay? Go on, baby. Good. Massaging the lower spine. Good. Maybe you open the knees and pull the knees down. Compress the hip flexors more if that feels good. But keep your tail on the floor. We don't want to lift the tail up. Nice. Bring the legs up into the air and point and flex a little bit. Roll those ankles around. Remember in yin class, it's good to maybe wear socks if your feet are cold and wear layers so you can take layers off if you get hot and put layers on if you get a little chill. We're not going to be jumping around, so we don't have to worry about that. You can pedal your feet too if you want. Bend one knee, straighten the other, flexing the foot. See how the hamstrings are doing today? Beautiful. Now let's bring the knees into the chest, arms to a T. We're going to bring the knees to the right. You can cross your left knee over your right if you want it to be a lot stronger. Otherwise, knees together, feet together. Bring the knees to the right using the hands on the floor, using your core. Now, once the legs land, get those feet out from under you just so it's 90 degrees between lower and upper legs. Flip the palms up, but you have some options. You can put a block between the knees, under the knees. You can hold on to the left knee with the right hand. Try to flip the left palm up though and start working into your spine. So see if you can start working your left shoulder towards the ground. Try to breathe softly in and out. This is where your lungs are restricted for breathing. So breathe where you have space. Maybe turning the head side to side to get into your cervical spine today. Okay, we'll be here for a couple minutes. Let's relax. Do what feels good. Feel your left rib cage getting a nice stretch with your breath. All right, let's pick those knees up. And give them another squeeze into the chest, rock side to side if you like. And let's get into the second side. So knees over the hips, knees go to the left. Knees are stacked. Maybe a block between the knees or under the knees. Just use your left hand if you'd like. Just make sure you can relax. That's the important thing. So see if you can let go. Again, you can reach that right hand out with the palm to the sky, turning your head side to side, working the right shoulder towards the mat. Remember, it's towards the mat and to wherever it feels good for you. And then breathe softly in and out. Feel the right rib cage now. Just let go. All right, let's bring it back to center. Give the knees another squeeze. See how you feel. And just a little bridge pose here for our back bend. Put your feet flat, close to your hips, hip distance apart from each other. Arms next to your body, palms down. Squeeze your glutes, your butt, and lift up. Try to use your glute muscles. Squeeze, push down into the feet. Good. Lift up as high as you can. And then pull the shoulders down. Lift the chest if you can as well. Good. The arms can stay where they are, using the arms to push down. Or some people like to clasp the hands with the arms straight under the body, pinching the shoulder blades. Take a few breaths. And then when you come down, move the shoulder blades and come down from the top to the bottom of your spine. Nice and slow. Break up that tension. Give the knees another squeeze. Once you land, no rush. See how happy baby feels right now. If it's really hard, hold lower behind the knees with your wrists, forearms, or the ankles. Keep the tail on the ground. The spine is flat here. Relax the legs and breathe. Feel that inner thigh work that you may have done yesterday. Or just feel the inner thigh stretching here. Such a good stretch. Rock side to side if it's comfortable. Maybe open the feet wider for something different. Just pay attention so you're not going to hurt yourself. If you're paying attention, you'll be able to take action if something doesn't feel right. All right, legs up, roll the ankles, hold behind the legs, rock to seated. And then we're going to come forward for frog. We're going to keep working on the inner thigh tissue. So put your blocks in front of your mat, in front of your blanket rather, and then your other block at the top of your mat. Hands on your shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do some cats and cows next. So breathe in, tail and chin go up. Breathe out, tail and chin go down. And just back and forth, nice and slow like that. Take your time. Move around any way that feels good, but feel your spine. Spinal twist there already, making your body feel better. Good. Okay, let's drop into frog. Elbows where the hands were. Knees slide straight out to the side. So getting into the inner thighs, just like we did in Happy Baby. So feel that. Use the block under the forehead. And let's relax. I'll set the clock. Stay here for several minutes, probably 6, I would say. And then you can hold for another 1 minute for a total of 7 without the prop if you choose. You don't have to decide now, decide when we get there. Keep your hips back between the knees, let the feet relax. And you can adjust the feet, bring them wider for more pressure or closer for less. Now, once you settle into your edge, that sweet discomfort, 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, then you can become still, second principle. And then just really witness thinking, witness distractions outside yourself, within yourself. This is empowerment. So we're working on the adductor muscles, the muscles that pull the knees towards one another in your movements. Maybe you're feeling this in your groin if there's tightness in the pelvic floor or the groin area. Just be aware of that. Work at your edge. Kidney and liver channels are being stimulated here. Okay, we're halfway there. Keep breathing. This is inner rotation. Stretching open the inner thighs is going to help you with warrior 2, triangle, seated wide angle forward fold, standing wide forward fold. I'm sure there's plenty of other poses. Yoga squat. That's going to help with warrior 2, warrior 1. Nice long breaths, everyone. That's 4 minutes so far. We have 3 to go. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Remember, you're controlling the breath. That's pranayama. Breath control, controlling the energy, the chi, the prana. This type of chi, there's many types of chi. This is the one we're pulling in from outside ourselves. if you're planning on taking your blocks out, you can do that now if you'd like. Or you can just keep one block under you, maybe one under the forehead for support. We have 60 seconds to go. Let's keep breathing. Nice steady breaths in and out through the nose. Try to stay relaxed, even though it may have just gotten it more intense when you brought the blocks out. Try to stay calm. This is practice for everyday life. Nice. Now let's gently come to the belly. See how it feels. Bring the legs back together. Turn your head to one side. Just relax and let go. Maybe a big cleansing breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just let go. Now see if you can breathe in and out of your belly a few times, pushing the belly gently into the mat. Is good for your diaphragm, good for your digestion. Your arms can be next to you, palms up, or maybe using the hands under the face. If you want more on your neck, bring your right knee up, turn your gaze to the left. Switch your face, turn your head the other way. If you're not using the knee, just relax. Otherwise, left knee up, gaze to the right. All right, next back bend. Let's bring the legs together. Okay. And get the elbows under the shoulders. This is Sphinx pose. And let's stay here and breathe. Let the legs relax. Maybe rocking your hips side to side if that feels nice. You can let your head hang to stretch the back of the neck. Or you can place a block straight up and down under your forehead. Want more pressure, put a block under each elbow flat. That's going to lift you up and make the back bend stronger. Doesn't work, don't stay in pain, right? You come out when you feel something that doesn't feel right. This is how we honor the body. We're learning to listen. Take care of ourselves on a deeper level here. Now, if you want to go up to seal pose, from Sphinx, plant your hands as wide as you can, but the elbows are still under the shoulders. That's the placement for the hands. Squeeze your butt, tip the tail down, lift the elbows up. And then you can separate your hands as wide as your mat if you want. Push down through the hands, not forward. We don't want to over compress. Lift the ribs. Maybe one shoulder at a time coming forward, up. Just feel the body. And we're going to meet in child's pose, but make sure you go down first. Plant the hands under your shoulders, then come up and sit back in child's pose. So let the hips go back as far as they can, bend forward, and feel this counter pose for the back bend. You can use a block under your forehead or just place your forehead on your hands or fists stacked or the mat, as long as your head is not upside down. Now let's keep breathing. Take some long breaths. Feel your back body moving. Nice. Now let's come up to table pose, hands and knees. Make sure your blocks are handy, close to the top of your mat. And then just start to move and breathe. See what it feels like. Nice, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Inhale, tail and chin up. Exhale, tail and chin down. Good. Just feel the spine again. Moving around, getting more flexible, stronger and healthier. And don't forget that your neck is part of your spine. All right, we're going to take a step forward with the right foot for dragon. Right foot forward, lean into it so your back thigh is at an angle, and then place a block between the floor and the thigh if you'd like for support. And let's just stay in baby dragon for the first minute, using the shoulder against the right knee, and then maybe a block straight up and down under the left elbow. Or your hands can just be on the floor. Just try not to overuse your wrists, okay? Let's stay here and breathe just for a minute or so, maybe a minute and a half. Start to stretch the hip flexors and quadriceps. Your back toes can curl under or point, but don't overthink these things. Your body knows what to do and it will go there naturally if you just let it. Now, if you're falling to the left and putting a bunch of pressure on your left elbow or hand, that means you need to walk your right foot out to the right a little bit, even out the pressure in your hips. Keep on breathing. Now we are going to go down first today, just for something different, right? We don't want it always to be the same. We don't want the mind already assuming what's going to happen next, and we don't want the body getting used to a certain stretch. We want to kind of change it up a little bit, especially with this dragon. So put your blocks inside your foot, climb your elbows to your block, walk your right foot out to the right. Just a little bit, right? We're just making room for this right shoulder. Front knee is still over front ankle. You could always stay in baby dragon if that's more suitable for your body today. Okay, let's breathe. Nice steady breaths. Do what feels good with your neck. Working on the stomach and spleen channels on the top of the left thigh. Quads and hip flexors are there too. Maybe you're feeling this in the back of your front leg. That's where I'm feeling it today. But remember, it moves around according to where tension is hiding. Good. Long, steady breaths in and out. One more minute here, then we'll go up high. Seconds. Try to relax into the stretch. Breathe deeply with confidence that your body is getting healthy and strong. All right, now let's go back to baby dragon. So just wrap your shoulder on top of your right knee again, just rewinding. And then put the blocks under your hands, straight up and down on either side, and slowly lift your chest away from that front thigh. Okay, 2 minutes, that's all, just 2 minutes up here. Okay, it's another back bend. We've already done 2 or 3, depending on how many you did after a frog. We started with bridge, right, when we were on our backs. We had sphinx and seal. And now this one, feel your lower back getting strong through the movements here, through these back bends. Elbow can rest against your right thigh if that feels better. Okay, this is the deepest of the 3 stretches for the hip flexors. This is one of the tightest parts of most people's bodies. Try to fill and empty like a glass since you have access to the full lungs here. Might be softer though because you're feeling something intense probably. So that's okay, just work with the pose, work with the breath. Just 30 seconds left. Maybe a little neck work. You can turn your head side to side, up and down, working on the cervical spine. Okay, now we're going to pull the hips back. Use your hands on your blocks. Pull the hips back until you don't feel pressure any longer in the left hip. And then you can bow over your right leg, keeping your hands on your blocks or maybe placing them on the floor. And just let the head hang forward. Close your eyes if you can, unless you get dizzy. And breathe. Concentrate on your breath, on your hamstrings. Good. Now let's take the right leg back, come back to table, and do a few cows and cats. Go up and down, nice and slow and gentle. Now remember that frog is not only an inner rotation, but it's also a abduction posture. That means the knees are going outside, away from the center line of the body. So now we're going to do an abduction here. So let's place the left knee in the middle of the mat, lift the right knee, put the right knee behind the left, spread your feet, and put your block under your seat. So this is actually a completely opposite direction of frog. It's an outer rotation as opposed to inner rotation. And it's also an abduction posture as opposed to the adduction, AD, as opposed to AB, abduction, when you're taking away from the center line. All right, we're gonna stay here for the same amount of time as frog. Okay, that was 7 minutes, right? So let's even out the body. Let the feet relax, use your blocks under your seat. If this is really too strong, please feel free to go into swan with your right leg in this 90-degree angle, or your left leg rather, and then just lay forward, right? You do what feels good, what's gonna help you feel better today. Okay, so once we get into the pose and we kind of start searching for our edge, do I need to be up? Do I need to lean forward some or all the way for my pressure to be at a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10? If you're gonna stay up, you're welcome to do a left side bend to the left since the left knee is on top. Get a lateral flexion here for your waist. We've been working on that quite a bit in classes lately. Okay. Just find your breath, breathe softly where you have access. Okay, that's our first minute. We have 6 left. No rush here. We can really relax, take our time, melting into this pose. Playing your edge, moving. If it needs to change, if you're not at a 5 any longer, or maybe you just want to try a different angle, maybe leaning forward or to the side, or even returning to the upright position if it starts to get too strong. So we're pulling on the IT bands that connect down the side of the legs, laying over the TFL muscles, and then the piriformis through the glutes, feeling that especially in this pose for the outer rotation. This is where your gallbladder meridians are, down the side of the body, sides of the legs. We have 3 minutes to go. Let's keep breathing. Now, if you would like to add the eagle arms, you can bring your arms to a T and left elbow under right, palms face each other. This is for your shoulders, your traps, the tops of the shoulders, maybe upper backs, but also for your arms and your upper body meridians. So let's breathe. Try to relax. Keeping in mind Nietzsche that these things are impermanent, like all things. When you're finished, just stretch your arms out again. Maybe roll the wrists, roll the shoulders, and then we can practice Gomukh Asana just for a few breaths by bringing the right arm up and then patting ourselves in the back. Grab the right elbow with the left hand. So that's the beginning of Gomukh Asana arms. And this leg position is actually the leg position of Gomukh Asana, but typically we have the left hand back and we're clipping the fingers at the spine, right? But the pose that we do in this class will get us there. The shoulders have to be open enough for those hands, those fingers to touch and create some pressure between the elbows. So this is cow face pose. So whenever you're ready, no rush, feel the shoulders, you can release, roll the shoulders, shake the hands, and then we're gonna bring the legs out in front and just shake them out a little bit. Bouncing the knees on the mat if you like. And then feet flat, knees tip side to side, windshield wipers. Good. Let's take a reverse table or another bridge if you prefer. Hands and feet flat. We're going to lift and squeeze, locking the arms. Muscles wrap around the arm bones. Fingers can face any way that feels nice, but make sure they're shoulder width and your feet are hip distance. Now we want the feet to face forward so the knees don't fall open because that can hurt your back, hurt your knees. So keep the feet flat. Try not just to push down with your heels. And then you can drop your head back here if it feels nice. For the throat chakra, for the thyroid glands. Now when you come down, sit. Grab your block. We're going to go back to the mat again. Okay, give the knees a squeeze again, rock side to side, shake out your hands down here if you were in the reverse table. And then we're going to put the feet flat. We haven't done this in a while. Put the block under your low back and bring the legs up for Vipariti Karani. So Vipariti Karani is legs up the wall, usually done seated with your butt right against the wall, legs in the air, but we're doing it on a block, so it's a little higher, a little more of an inversion. Roll the ankles around again. Point and flex your feet. Now you can stay here or you can go into a forward fold, letting the legs fall towards your face. And this is called snail pose. You can lift the hips, move the block up higher to make it stronger. Letting the block support you really helps you to make it yin-like, so no effort. But you can also use your hands if you prefer. Just don't overstretch your neck, please. This is for the lower spine, from the base of the neck to the lower back. The tail, really. You can straighten and bend your legs. You can roll your ankles. What feels good? We do lots of forward folds in life, so lots of back bends in our practice to counter those. Now, when you come down, 1 foot on the ground at a time, so it's nice and slow. We'll get into our second bridge pose. Squeeze your butt and lift. Take the block out and just stay there for as long as it feels good. You can use your arms by your sides again, pushing down through the palms or clasp the hands if you prefer. Squeeze and lift. Keep the knees over the ankles. Legs are going to get strong here. And then slowly come down and squeeze the knees again. Rock side to side. Nice. Let's rock up to seated. And we're going to begin again, starting with a seated meditation. Roll the shoulders, make your hands, and take a big cleansing breath. So we leave that behind with this breath. Breathe in. Not just the physical postures, but any thoughts or emotions that came with it. So let's come back up to hands and knees and make sure your blocks are at the top of your mat. And then start to move and breathe in your cows and cats. So same flow, second side. Move around a little. Feel your spine, the circuit board of the body. All right, left foot's gonna step forward, right knee slides back. Baby dragon is the beginning, so you're putting that block inside that triangle, however you like, in front of your right knee. And we'll just stay here for about a minute and a half like we did on the first side. You can put a block under your right elbow if you'd like. And again, if you're falling to the right, putting a lot of pressure on the right shoulder, walk your left foot to the left a little bit. And that'll even out the weight distribution of the hips. All right, let's go to low dragon. Put the blocks inside your foot, elbows on the blocks. Walk your left foot to the left if you need some room for your left shoulder. Good, nice steady breaths. This is the longest of the 3 positions that we're holding today here, dragon. So we did 1.5 baby, we're doing 2.5 down here. Really get into this pose today. And then we'll do another 2 up high for a total of 6. Nice steady breaths. Let your body sink into it. Remember, it's temporary, it's impermanent. So good for your back bends, but also so good for your lower back. So as we stretch the front of the hip, the lower back gets released from any tension from the pelvic girdle tilt, from tight hip flexors. I might have other things going on like bulging discs, things like that. So that's different. This is good just for general low back pressure and pains, for sciatica, which is so common. Okay, 1 more minute. Do what feels good. Go lower if you need more pressure. Go back to baby dragon if you need less. I'm driving to Asheville this afternoon. It's just an hour and a half, but still, just to sit in the car for that long, this is really going to help my hips not to get, clenched up, tighten up, especially the front, what we're working right now. 30 more seconds. let's put the blocks under the hands and lift up to high dragon. You might need to walk your left foot back in a little bit before you lift up. Remember, you can adjust this block in front of your back knee if you need to. 2 more minutes. Take your time, finding your way into it. Nice, steady breaths. Remember, your elbow can rest against your thigh. So pull that right hip forward in case it's rolling back. Keep the hips facing straight ahead. Really stretching the front of that right hip now. Back toes can point or flex. One more minute. Now maybe you drop your ear over your shoulder on either side, working on the neck. We worked on it in our frog pose when we were laying on our stomachs in this direction. So feel the side of the neck stretching. Bringing the ear towards the shoulder, just relaxing and breathing, switching sides, or lingering on one side for the whole half of the time, right? You want to get both sides. 30 more seconds. Okay, now we're going to pull the hips back nice and slow into that half splits pose. So it's like we're unkinking a hose. We don't want to just let it go because then it might feel very disruptive. But if we come out slowly, let the energy and blood start pumping through gently, then we can remain calm as we bow over the left leg. Let your head hang, feel the back of the neck stretch. This is the yin side of the urinary bladder channels. Okay, now take your left leg back to table, cats and cows. Nice and slow, up and down. Feel your body now. Feel how your spine is so open from all this movement. Now remember, food, and like I said, beginning of class, water really can change the way your tissue feels. So maybe you want to study if you're doing all of this work to get flexible and you're not feeling any difference. Maybe you want to look at your nutrition. Look at what you're eating. If there's things you're eating that are making your tissue tight or dehydrating you, right? Like lots of coffee and alcohol. All right, let's step the left foot forward and put a block. Oh, wait a minute, that's not what we're doing. Sorry. Put the right knee on the mat, lift the left knee, tuck the left knee behind the right. Spread your feet out and make you do dragon again. I'm sure you wouldn't appreciate that. Okay, let's put the block under the seat or sit directly on the mat. So this is being recorded just for this group, not for public consumption, obviously. So let's find that edge. Feel the outside edge of your thighs, knees, lower legs, and I'll just send it out to everyone just in case you want to practice it again in the next week or so. All right, right knee's on top. So if you want to bend to the right, you can. You want to come forward if that's where your edge is, using blocks under your elbows, or just stay up and let the body get used to being in the shape. So remember, it's 7 minutes. So we have a nice long pose here today. Keep breathing, slow, steady breaths. Being kind to yourself by working at your edge. Double outer rotation here. Maybe maybe some lateral flexion of the spine. You can always get into the right side of swan at any time if it gets too strong. Feel free to change it up. Okay, that's 2 minutes so far. Halfway there right now. Keep breathing. If you'd like to add eagle arms, bring the arms to a T, right elbow under left this time, palms face each other, and breathe. Find your breath. When you come out, just stretch your arms out again. Roll the shoulders, whatever feels good. And then Gomukhasana arms, if you'd like, left arm up, pat yourself in the back, grab the left elbow with the right hand. Try to relax that left arm. I like to tip my head forward in this one. Do what feels good for you. Maybe you skip it altogether, and that's fine. And then letting the arms go, roll the shoulders. Now remember, we're doing 7 minutes, so that's like 14 for each hip because it's a double outer rotation. Legs out front, bounce your knees a little bit if that feels good on your knees. And then windshield wipers, just to kind of loosen things up. Good, hands and feet, lift and squeeze, or bridge pose, go to the floor. You don't need the block this time. When you come down, we're going to lay back for happy baby because I just want to see how's it feeling now compared to the beginning of class. So hug your knees, grab your feet again or your ankles or behind your knees and pull down. See if you can feel the difference. It might be subtle, might be big. No judgment here. Keep breathing. And then legs up when you're done. Roll the ankles again and rock up to seated. Shake out your hands in seated meditation. Roll the shoulders backwards. Nice. Now remember, rocking up like that really helps to build a core strength. Just want to keep your chin tucked a little bit so you don't stress your neck at all. Let's take a big cleansing breath. Inhale. All right, let's do a little footwork. Sitting on the feet with a block or without, whatever feels appropriate for your body today. So feel free to place a block under your seat, in between your feet. If you need some support, or just sit directly on your feet, or even between your feet for those of you that are really flexible already. Opening up the tops of the feet. Let's relax and breathe. We're not in any hurry. This is our last sequence of the day. Lots of preparation to get here so far. Those of you sitting on your feet, if you want more, feel free to lean back. Maybe lift the knees off the floor. Don't force it. Okay, now let's turn the toes under. So let's come forward, wiggle the feet. Roll them around and then turn the toes under and sit back. Find your edge in the toe stretch pose. Really working on keeping your feet healthy and strong in this class and all day long. Really important that we keep our feet strong and keep the movement going in the feet so they don't get tight and limited, okay? So your hands can stay in front of you, hands can come to the thighs, what feels good. Every day is different. Usually I don't do this, but since it's the end of class, it feels okay. So just let your body guide your practice today. Okay, we're gonna lift the knees off the floor and come into a little squat. So I talked about this at the very beginning of class, right? When we did that first happy baby, after our spinal twisting, after our bridge pose. So notice how this feels, this first squat. So this is option one. When we go into the squat in this forward fold sequence, you can stay right here in this squat, right? You could go to standing if this is still too hard. Or you can go to yoga squat where you open up the feet using the triceps on the insides of the knees or thighs, even the elbows, depending on how high you can get your chest. And then also you can have a block to sit on when we go into the squats like this, just slipping a block under your bum, okay? So those are the options. Let's go to standing. Have your block ready if you think you might need it. Let's stand at the back of the mat. Get the feet facing straight ahead. Oops, okay. And put your elbows on your knees. So we want to make sure that we are putting the, tilting the tail up, right? We want the bum to go up. We want the lower back flat. So do what you can. We'll do 3 sets of 2 minutes. No big deal. Done this before. Total of 6. And then we'll take 30 to 45 seconds with the yoga squat in between. So we've already done 1. And we'll do 2 more of those. So you can also let your body hang if you want, holding opposite elbows or just letting the arms dangle, or even placing the hands at your lower back to take some pressure off your upper body and off of the neck. You can shake your head yes and no if it's hanging, or you can hold your head up if you feel dizzy at all. So we're working on the urinary bladder lines, I should say, that go down the sides of the spine, all the way from the back of the neck to the heels. Bend the knees more or less to change how it feels. Keep on breathing. Targeting the hamstrings. If they're already open, then you can just lay forward and hang. Start working on your spine. That's 1 minute. 1 more. Nice steady breaths. Okay, get ready for your first squat. Remember, you can just squat like we do coming out of the footwork, or you can turn the toes out, separate your feet, and bring the hips down, maybe using the block under your seat. Just a few breaths. Inner thighs opening, looks like a happy baby, just like our frog pose. Try to get the heels to the floor if you're going into this garland pose. Yoga squat. All right, back up to standing forward fold. Turn the feet forward, get them hip distance. 2 minutes. Keep on breathing. Elbows can be on your thighs or maybe a block on your thighs for your body to rest against if you like to do it that way. This is dangling pose. It's just like snail, except for from a different angle. it's just like our caterpillar, our seated forward fold with the legs straight out in front, right? Those three poses are exactly the same, just in different angles of the spine and legs. Okay, that's the first minute. One more. Couple more breaths. We go into our third yoga squat, or whatever squat you're doing today. Turn the feet out, let your hips come down. Whew. That's a workout for your quads too, right? We're getting our quadriceps strong with that one, with our standing forward fold. Turn the toes out, use the pressure of the triceps inside the knees to push down, to push out rather, and then try to lift the chest with your hands in prayer. That's the full expression of Malasana. Wherever you need to be. All right. All right. Third time. Go on up. Third forward fold. Keep on breathing. You got this. Tell yourself. 2 more minutes. That's it. And then we're going to go down to child's pose. Shake your head. Yes and no. Move your shoulders. Keep your jaw relaxed. Bend your knees more or less. Keep on breathing. Good, less than a minute. I'm getting stronger. I am getting stronger. Okay, we're going to crawl forward to child's pose and just take a rest. Knees on the blanket. Bow to your beautiful self. Use your block if you like. Okay, we're going to just open up the upper body before we lay back in our last position in our Shavasana. So come to table, move your body just a little bit, cows and cats. And we're just going to do our thread the needle sequence here at the end of class. Just move around a little. And then when you're ready, right arm up, right arm on the floor behind the left wrist. Shoulder down, right side of the face, resting against the mat. Close your eyes and breathe. It's just 2 minutes on each side. And lift your left arm if you need more pressure on the bottom shoulder. You can tuck it behind your back, or you can clasp your hands, interlace, try to straighten your arms to bring more twist into the upper back. Okay, now left hand in front of your face. Sweep the right arm up, see how it feels. And then go back and forth a couple times. Right hand down, left hand up. Just notice how it feels today. Move that upper back. Now, next time the left arm's in the air, hold it there. And then slip the left arm onto the floor behind the right wrist. Bring in the left shoulder down. Hips over knees, we'll stay for 2 minutes. Maybe lifting the right arm if you'd like. Find your edge, relax and breathe. Nice way to end class. Breathe, find your breath. All right hand down, left arm up this time. Just go back and forth a couple times. Taking your time, doing what feels good, maybe lingering on one side. Beautiful. Let's make our way to our seat for our final relaxation. We're going to lay on blocks for another back bend, several back bends today. Remember, one block is sideways, one straight up and down. And just lay back for the block to be across the back of the chest. And then let your arms do whatever feels good. Maybe they're in cactus pose, elbows bent straight out from the shoulders, arms bent 90 degrees, or by your sides, or even just hanging over the head for this 2 minutes to open the shoulders and the upper back a little more. Let's take a cleansing breath together. Once you're there, breathe in. just let it go. Let's just settle in here just for the next couple minutes of the pose. And tell yourself no place to go, nothing to do. You're just practicing being. At the end of your yoga session, this is where all the energy settles. The information assimilates into your system. So let go, let your nervous system rest. Swallow, relax your throat, part your teeth, relax your tongue, cheeks, and the roof of the mouth. Relax your eyes, the lids, the brows, and the temples. And relax your forehead. Let thoughts come and go like clouds. Just be present. Begin to breathe deeper now. Feel the body awakening to this new place, this new feeling. Good. Skim the thumbs across your fingertips. Stretch your arms up and over the head if you haven't done that yet. Keep breathing. And then slide your feet flat and just let your knees fall to one side. Roll into fetal position for a moment in front of your blocks. Feel yourself more grounded, more connected to the earth now. And then rise up to this new place. Feel your body. Let this become your new normal. Calm and focus and relax. Hands in prayer at heart center. Thank yourself for being here, for taking time to take care of yourself, body, mind, and spirit. Let's seal it in with one Om. Breathe in. Oh. One last cleansing breath together. Inhale and let it go. Remember, the light in you and me is the same. Until we meet again, namaste. Have a great day. Thanks for being